Well, good morning, everyone. And once again, welcome to another live this morning. Hope you're having a great start to your day. And guess what it is? Question and Answer Friday. Nice to be on with you as usual. Thanks, guys. We appreciate you. Mike from Norland, how are you this morning? And Andrea, Niagara Falls, the kidneys of Canada. There's our dear friend Brahim, Rita, and Kevin. You're getting near that top again, Kev, from Oshawa, Maryland. Nice to have you on, guys. Madeleine, how are you doing from Kipawa, Quebec? Wendy from Wasaga. Janet, Thunder Bay. Fran from Orangeville. And Gary, how are you from Bolton? Yeah, Bolton. Karen, Coldwater. Jeanette, how are you? And Yolande, bonjour. Wendy from Markham. And Diane from Thunder Bay. And Bruno, how are you? Nick from our staff. And Connie, good morning. Sandra, Aurelia. And Jeanette, how are you? Are you... Linda, oh, I didn't mean to miss you, Linda. You know what I think of Linda's? Wanda, Virginia, Shelley, Baxter, Vince, how are you? Francis from Vaughan, Mary from Norwich, and Kevin saying hello to Maryland. Donna, good morning. And Brahim saying it's cold. Lise, Dowling, Vicky, North Bay, Denise, Oakville, Nancy, Gore's Landing, and Bobby, and Sandy from Vancouver, Washington. Good morning. Who was that up there? I missed it. Wanda from Texas. Marg from Timmins. Kathy, Virginia. And Sue, how are you? Arlene, nice to have you on this morning. Nativity, how you doing? Deb from Motown. And Lisa Marie, good morning to you. Donna, good morning. And Tommy. Linda, saying hello to Gertie. Hi, Gertie. And I miss. See, it goes up into my clouds. Suzanne and Danielle, bonjour. Linda, Pennsylvania. Amy, couple of more, guys. We got to get going. And Anna from Modial, I think. Patricia from Sudbury. Good morning, guys. We appreciate. Keith says he's from the Banana Belt. Kathy, Simcoe, Nancy. I am just going to say hello to Doc McEwen because I Chantal from Ottawa. And see, goes up. Rosa. And Cheryl, how are you? Okay, let's get to the questions, guys, because we'll never get through. 81 years old. Well, good for you, Darlene. And is wondering how many oil of oregano drops can she take? And what is used for? I love oil of oregano. You guys know that. Okay? And we actually put out a newsletter yesterday. So if you don't get our newsletter from the Martin Clinic, we put a lot of detail about oil of oregano. Let me just say a couple of things about oil of oregano. Okay? It's God's gift to man for an antibiotic. Okay? It really is a powerful antibiotic. And the nice thing about oil of oregano, it only kills the bad guys. It differentiates. It don't kill your good guys. It doesn't kill your microbiome. Your good bacteria. Isn't that wonderful? That's the problem with an antibiotic. Now listen, you got a raging infection, you need an antibiotic, you know me. You know, medicine's done some good things, guys. Okay? Big Pharma has done some good things. Okay? So I don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. Okay? So people, look, we got enough problems with our medical system, you know, but let's admit they do some good things. Okay? You need an antibiotic, you get an antibiotic. I got no problem with that. Just make sure you're replacing your good bacteria afterwards and during. Now, oil of oregano, okay, is a tremendous antibiotic. It's antiviral. It's antiparasitic. Okay? It's antifungal. All in one. And I've been using oil of oregano for eons of years, and I mean it, long time, and I've been preaching a long time. And you guys have probably heard this before, but I live in Sudbury. I had a radio show for 20 years in Northern Ontario, and the sales of oil of oregano were the highest in all of Canada in Sudbury. And that, I was told that by the people who make oil of oregano. We used to laugh about it. I said, it's your radio show, Doc. Yeah, I talk about it all the time. How good it is for you. There's no side effects to it. We put oil of oregano. We have our own oil, it's the most powerful oil of oregano that you can get. Secondly, we put oil of oregano in our digestive enzymes. Why is that? To kill SIBO. And you know how we like to call it SIFO. Small intestine bacterial overgrowth, small intestine fungus overgrowth. Because really, that's what it is. It's when yeast gets into the small intestine. And ladies, it's the same thing with recurring urinary tract infections. You have a yeast-based. Remember, yeast is a cousin of mold. They're first cousins. Okay? And they love moisture. That's why they love the bladder. That's why they love sinuses. They love that moisture. Okay? And when yeast gets into the small intestine, bacteria sticks to it. That's why we love oil of oregano, okay? So it's very antiparasitic too, because parasites need to be killed. Oil of oregano. Now, I brought out a Q-tip this morning, okay? And I've often shown this to my patients in the office, okay, in my days of practice. Put a couple of drops, okay, on a Q-tip, okay? You got sore ears, even children, sore ears. Don't go in 4 inches. Just put it on the edge of the ear, okay? And just touch it. Oil of oregano is so powerful, and you can do it in your sign. Now, this would be Chinese torture if you go too far. Okay? But you can just put it up your nostril, put a few drops, and go, like, really let it come in. It's amazing. At the first sign of a cold, take oil of oregano and gargle with it. Put a few drops in some warm salt water or whatever. It is so effective, guys. Okay? So, thanks for the questions. It's used for a lot of things. Put it on your skin. Somebody asked yesterday, I saw it and I was busy. I didn't have a chance to answer the question. Can you put oil of oregano on an open wound? I would. Now, you better get ready to pray. Pray. Are you into prayer? If not, oil of oregano will put you into prayer. Okay? Like, you know, I make up a spray of oil of oregano. Okay? And it's called Spray and Pray. Because when you put oil of oregano into your sinuses, you better get ready to pray. But it works. Okay? It works. Yeah, I put it on an open wound. You bet your boots. It's antibacterial. It's antiviral. It's antifungal. It's antiparasitic. But get ready to pray because it's going to burn. Okay. Amber, that was Darlene. Amber, can having high vitamin D, 450, affect the TSH for the thyroid? Yes, and it would be indirect. Okay? And here's why. When someone has high numbers of vitamin D, okay, usually there's something going on. First place I look is the liver, the Costco parking lot. Because a lot of people let me rephrase. Most people have low levels of vitamin D, okay? 80%, probably 90% of the population do not have optimized levels of vitamin D. So when you tell me about high levels of vitamin D, okay, it's a fat-soluble vitamin. It can accumulate, but it ain't going to kill you. Okay, 1. 2, I usually look at the Costco parking lot. If you have high levels of vitamin D, usually, not always, usually your liver is gummed up. Fatty liver. And you don't know it. I say the same thing about ferritin. High iron levels. You better empty the liver. Now, thyroid. TSH, okay, sends a signal, okay? Thyroid stimulating hormone. It comes from your hypothalamus down to the pituitary, then off to the thyroid, telling the thyroid, make some more TSH, okay? Make more or make less. But what happens, the thyroid, in terms of the thyroid function, that TSH needs, what makes your thyroid work properly, there's a lot of strings attached, is T3. And most of the stuff that's made is T4. It has to be converted to T3. Guess where that happens? In the liver. In the liver. So again, when I see high levels of vitamin D in the body, okay, I usually look liver, okay, number 1. 2, they have some kind of autoimmune. 3, their kidneys are not flushing out properly, okay, and they're not getting rid of, even though it's a fat-soluble vitamin, okay? Now, they'll make a big thing out of that, and I don't, because my experience is no one, not one person has ever died from too much vitamin D. Now, I'm not recommending you have, extreme levels of vitamin D. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that they're going to you're going to get, you're going to die. Nah, you're not dying. But you've got to figure out, where that's coming from. Okay. Thank you very much, Amber. Kim, my doctor said I need B12 and B6. I agree. And your doctor said I take B12, wondering if I should supplement with B6. No, eat steak. Look, B12, go on your numbers. Nice thing is you can measure B12, okay? If you're under 800, you're low. You're not optimized. You need optimized B12 numbers. But you don't need look, isn't it, you know how I am with B vitamins, okay? I separate B12. I love B vitamins, but I want you to eat your B vitamins, okay? I want you to eat them. And you'll get all your B vitamins in steak. Sun, steak, and steel. There's a reason I love steak. It's got all your vitamins. It's a complete food. Complete. So your doctor's sort of right. Okay? B12, I mean, doctors, they don't do it anymore, but they used to. They give B12 shots without B6 in there. I got B12 methylcobalamin without B6. You don't need B6, but I like B6. Eat it. Eat steak. Okay. Anna, and you don't need to supplement with B6. Anna, I have 3 teenagers. Okay, that makes you got a busy home. That play high level 4 to 5 days of hockey, competitive hockey and soccer. Good for them. We've been told by the coaching staff to feed them fruits, carbs like pasta and rice pre-game, and protein and carbs to replenish glycogen levels post-game. They are becoming carbaholics. Yeah, well, listen, your coaches, and God bless them, okay, are wrong. They're not right. Okay, listen, you got to understand, guys, I've been around the block for a long time. Carb loading, okay? Carb loading has been around for a long time. I used to talk to professional hockey players, baseball players, NFL football players, and nutrition. And in the 80s, they were into carbs, like pasta before a meal. They don't do that anymore. Okay? But I was light years ahead of time because I used to tell them, eat steak. Because when I was a kid, NHL players, okay, they'd have a steak before a game. And then they were told, no, you need the carbs. You need the carbs. Look, why would you need carbs? Carbs are, okay, and I'm not saying you can never have them, just let me finish. Carbs are, they burn fast. You got a wood stove. Do you heat your house with paper and twigs? Are logs better? If you want to be good in the third period, you better have logs. Protein is the king of the castle. Okay? Now, athletes get away with carbohydrates because they work out so much. But it's not the fuel that they need. They need protein, eggs, meat, and cheese. Because now your body is burning a much better, high octane, full of nutrients, all your B vitamins and all of that, your amino acids complete. So that teaching is 40 years old. It's 40 years old. It's been debunked. And the only, like I said, the only reason it's still hanging around is because of dietitians. And they build their food pyramid much differently than it should be. Because they have, meat and eggs up on the top, but the big bottom of the pyramid is fruits and vegetables and grain. They love grains. Guys, grains, okay, is sugar compounded. It's sticky sugar. When you eat whole wheat bread, it's just sticky sugar. Okay? And it breaks down rapidly. And you don't want that as an athlete. I mean, I guess in between periods, you could have a little bit of, maybe have an orange or something like that. Maybe, I don't even like bananas for that. I love bananas, by the way. I could live on peanut butter and bananas, okay? Why do you think I have such long arms? Okay? I love bananas, but they don't love me. They're too sweet. But I must admit, I like them. You don't live on those. And as an athlete, no. You're a protein person. You better eat steak, my friend. That's what you tell your kids. And protein, you can, even kids that if they're playing at that level or whatever, make them up a Dr. Martin's Perfect Smoothie. Make them up a Dr. Martin's Perfect Smoothie. And you can use either the bone broth collagen protein, complete. You know, if they can handle whey, give them whey. Don't give them vegetable proteins. They're not complete. Anyways, thanks for the question. I appreciate it. You know, I did a lot of work with professional athletes. Okay, a lot of work with them. Okay, let me just see now. Patricia, what are my thoughts on resveratrol? I like it. What are you saying? What would the dosage be on cancer? I don't know. There's a lot of better things for cancer than Patricia resveratrol. Okay, that you would get in grapes, and I mean that stuff is found in fruit. I like it. I got no problem with it. For cancer, I don't know. I don't know what the dosage you would use. I can't say that I've seen studies that show it's very effective on cancer. If for cancer, first thing you do is cut out sugar. That is the best supplement you can take for cancer. And that is a negative one. Cut out sugar. Okay? I got asked the question this morning that, cancer loves protein. No, it doesn't. I give to you the PET scan. Not for your pets. It's a cancer imaging. How does it work? How does the imaging work? Oh, you have to give them sugar. Why? Why do they have to take glucose, either in a solution or in their veins? Why do they give them glucose? I'm waiting for the answer. Okay? You're going to get a PET scan for cancer imaging. And they give you glucose. What is it that they know how that machine works? Oh, cancer cells are yelling, "Come here, glucose. Come here, I love you. Come here and see me." And if you have cancer anywhere, from your brain to your toes, to your nose, sugar goes directly to it. Because cancer cells need sugar. Okay? So I don't know about resveratrol. Okay? I do know vitamin D, the sun. There was a study out yesterday. I saw a new one on the sun. Exposure to the sun and cancer. Unreal how effective the sun is. Hello? Okay. And I have a protocol that, supplement wise, with vitamin D and food and high DHA. Especially if you have a tumor. Okay, cancer cells love sugar, and tumors, they love fat. But you can send in a Trojan horse. The study on high DHA and, making cancer, destroying cancer, you send in a Trojan horse. The tumor gets fooled into that fat, but the DHA in there destroys cancer cells. Guys, these studies should have made the headlines throughout the world. But there's no money in DHA. There's no money in it. You can't patent it. You can't patent vitamin D. You can't patent it. And if you can't patent it, Big Pharma is not interested. And when Big Pharma is not interested, what they do is they go after anything that comes along. They'll say, that is fake news, that's not true, and they have billions and billions of dollars to scare the life out of you. Oh, vitamin D. You get too much vitamin D, and that's terrible. And then the food industry says, well, steak will kill you. Okay. I love those questions, guys. You're so smart. Caroline, or Carolyn. What is becoming very popular is cooking of meat enclosed in a sealed plastic bag, submerged in water using the sous vide temperature device. What are my thoughts on that? I thought I answered that last week. I guess I didn't, eh? Did I forget it? I want you guys, okay, Carolyn, before I answer that, I remember, okay, my mom used to steam, corned beef, okay, or pastrami. And it seems to me, when I look back, my mom would steam it, still in the bag, plastic bag. I'm pretty sure she'd steam it. Do you know what I'm talking about there? Was it still in the plastic? I gotta, listen, I'm an old guy, okay? And I love pastrami, okay? I lived in Montreal for a year, and, smoked meat sandwiches. Oh! One of my favorite foods. Okay? But, and Louise is going, oh yes, and Louise is going on rye, and you guys gotta, I used to drop the bags in boiling water, says Cecilia. Okay, I'm not crazy, am I? That wasn't just a dream. That's what my mother used to do. So guys, you put in the feedback and answer Caroline. Okay? Do you think it's bad? Not if it tastes that good. I don't know, Caroline. I don't know if the plastic is leaching in. Okay? I gotta look it up. Okay? I can't remember exactly everything about that. But that's a good question. And I'm going to learn something from my audience today. You guys tell me. Okay, Joe. I have heard other functional medicine doctors say not to drink coffee first thing in the morning before breakfast or without food because it will wreck your cortisol. Is that true? Now, Joe, look at my face. Okay? Is that true? Not to have a coffee before you eat. The only thing I ask you to do is not to have a coffee before you drink water. Okay? You need to drink 16 ounces or half a liter of water before you have your coffee. Okay? Not food. What's coffee? And, I can't handle it. When I hear coffee and cortisol, cortisol. Listen, guys, I wrote a book on chronic fatigue. 30-something years ago. And I dispelled the myth about coffee and cortisol. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. Coffee is actually good for cortisol. Now, don't overdrink it, okay? What is the sweet spot of coffee? 4 cups of coffee a day. Now, I've seen some of you and what you consider your cups, okay? Like, the cups get bigger and bigger and bigger. Dr. Martin said 4 cups of coffee a day. That's what I'm having. 4, I mean, 4 8-ounce cups of coffee a day. And, like, here's me, okay? I have 3 cups of coffee on average during the day, caffeinated, and then I have 1 decaf at night. Because I got to have decaf at night. Me, okay? Coffee is fantastic. It's so good for you, okay? So when another guru tells you coffee destroys your cortisol, that's craziness. Or destroys, aggravates adrenals. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It's good for you. It's the real vitamin C. And I mean it. 1,000 phytonutrients in coffee. And every study that's coming out, and they're finally catching up to what I've been saying for all these years. I have over 150 studies of coffee and its benefits. Okay? So, I take it personally. Okay, Kathy. My doctor wants me to do an APO, okay, capital APO B test due to my cholesterol. Should I be concerned? Okay. Here's another topic. One of them is coffee. Okay. Now you're getting into cholesterol. Okay. Let me use an example. I don't even know if this is a good example or not. Your marriage is falling apart. Okay? And you want to get more counseling. Okay? And you go to a counselor. And then they say, go to another one. And then go to another one. Go to another. See, with cholesterol, it's falling apart. We have long-term studies. And heart disease is worse than ever. So now, they found a medication that lowers cholesterol. It works. It lowers cholesterol. Except that it lowers cholesterol. Does it work? Yep. Lowers cholesterol. Problem is, it hasn't even put a dent into heart disease. As a matter of fact, let me read something to you. I was going to do this on Monday. Let me get my notes out. JAMA. April the 24th. Published April 24th. The Journal of the American Medical Association Cardiology. Okay? U.S. death certificates. Deaths related to heart failure. Worse than 20 years ago. It's getting worse. If lowering cholesterol would decrease the risk of heart disease, we would have got rid of heart disease pretty well by now. And I mean it. So here's what I mean by marriage counseling in a sense, okay? And you know me, I love marriage. I've been married 51 years. I believe in marriage, 100%. I'm using an illustration. The relationship is falling apart at the seams, and they want you to do more and more counseling, okay? And cholesterol, the relationship between heart disease and cholesterol is falling apart, and they want to do more. Well, you know what? Before, because the drug, what it does, okay, statin drugs lower LDL cholesterol, low density lipoprotein. It doesn't work. So now they go, well, let's do more testing. And so now it's those little particles. We gotta test the APO. We gotta test this, and we gotta test this. Well, let's do more testing. Because they want to sell more drugs. They want to sell more medication. And they're good at it. And they sponsor the medical schools. And they advertise on all the social media and on the mainstream media. And so people, they have it in their head. If I have heart disease, it must be cholesterol of some kind. LDL, well, no, you know what? Yeah, but most doctors, they're not reading cardiology, JAMA, the Journal of the American Medical Association. They are so programmed to lower your cholesterol. When you show me your cholesterol numbers, I'm looking at your triglycerides and your HDL. Show me that. And your cholesterol better be higher than your triglycerides. Do you want low cholesterol or high cholesterol? Now, guys, I'm not going to win. I'm not out to change the world. I tell people that all the time. I'm not out to change the world. Who am I to change the world? Right? But I want you guys to be educated. Look at both sides. I'm like John the Baptist in the wilderness. Cholesterol is not the key to heart disease. Well, good cholesterol, well, it's all good. You better have high HDL. That's me. Have I been preaching that for a long time? Yep. Am I right? Yep. I think I am. Like I said, I don't stay up at night worried about the world and what it thinks of me. I don't. Okay? I don't. So I just got to tell it the way I see it. And I tell you guys that I'm a simple guy. I'm not that complicated. Although my wife might disagree with you, with me. No, I tell you, like I said, okay? I was telling someone on, I did a YouTube program. I'll let you know about it once I find out when it's going to be put on there. And I said, on cholesterol. I said, look, I'm not going to change the world. Okay? I don't have that kind of influence. But I'll tell you what, if you ask my patients and if you ask my audience, they're thinkers. They're thinkers. Okay. I think we got to do question and answer Monday. Hold on a minute here and let me look. Yeah, let's do question and answer Monday. Yeah, I didn't finish. I got sidetracked. Yeah, heart disease is worse than ever. There was a dent. I'll bring that to you Monday too, okay? Just because I really unpacked this, published in the Journal of the American Medical Association Cardiology. Really, really interesting stuff. Wasn't good news for cholesterol medication at all. Okay, guys. Oh, who put Go Leafs Go? I'm a Montreal fan. Okay, guys, we love you dearly. And we appreciate you guys coming on. You guys are fabulous. So fabulous. What an audience. We love you so much, okay? And get your friends to join the private Facebook group, okay? We're trying to get that group up to 22,000, I think, on that private Facebook group. It's huge. Okay? And like on Facebook, we got, what are we up to? Almost 85 or 86,000 followers on Facebook and over 4 million downloads on the Doctor Is In podcast. Isn't that nice? That's you guys. That's not me. That's you. Talk to you soon.